But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
And we are back.
Gotta get a new opener.
I know we do.
Beauty and the Beast podcast, episode 7, I think.
We really need to
I can't keep track. I don't even know what fucking day it is, and you want me to keep track of time. Well, we are here back in the Iron Union recording studio. I'm just going to call everything the IU at this point.
Yeah, why not?
So for those of you who saw officially, we are launching yet another business
Why not, right?
to go. But Iron Union Fitness and Training will take place out of our actual corporate gym we have here at the Fitness Informant HQ, basically our home. We have been blessed enough to be able to pick up several pieces of equipment over the last several years during COVID. It's as nice as any commercial gym you're going to go. I mean, obviously you go to a big gym like House of Gains in Texas, they got us beat.
Of course.
But I would put this up against any Snap Fitness, like Anytime Fitness. I mean, we have machines here. We have a Rogers Squat Pro machine.
Yeah, and all the hammer strength.
All the hammer strength stuff. We have the Prime Fitness attachments. We have a lot going on.
And the cardio room. So you can't
cardio room, which we're going to upgrade the treadmill here soon. So ironunionfitness.com is the website. It's up. There'll be more information. What we're going to do is obviously feature the equipment we have. Danny and I are right now currently the only trainers. We're going to be taking online clients as well as in-person clients at a very limited basis because our time is extremely limited.
What do you mean? I have all the free time in the world.
Well, you should. You're no longer a nurse, right? So we're excited about that. I think for the longest time, Danny wanted to start giving back and training, and she's done programs for people for free. I've done them forever, but there's going to be a charge. This is not free. Like the video content that we're going to do. So like each week on our social at Iron Union Fitness, we're going to be posting different fitness tips in terms of like proper execution of a sissy squat on a hack squat machine, for example.
Yeah.
Something
definitely.
completely out there different that maybe listeners and viewers thought, what, I can do a sissy squat on a hack squat machine? Or have you ever done a traditional hack squat? And you and I have.
Yeah.
With a barbell?
Definitely.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So we also have 2 more pieces of equipment coming, a Cybex overhead press and a Cybex incline. And then we just purchased a Arsenal lat raise that we can't get till fall. But I think it's going to be kind of like a reciprocal motion.
Definitely.
Things in, things out.
Especially with you.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm constantly trying.
He is constantly looking for.
Some people settle.
Gym equipment.
I've settled for once in my life. I refuse to do it again.
I know.
So now it's going to be finding the best of the best that I can get within my own home gym. I have good connects, people that help me out. Facebook Marketplace has been a fucking just a remarkable place to be. Anyway, enough about the gym. More information about that will come out here shortly. IronUnionFitness.com at
Super
Iron Union
excited.
Fitness on all social media channels. We're at Fitness Informant. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the podcast, the Beauty and the Beast podcast here on iTunes, Spotify if you're listening via SoundCloud or watching via YouTube. Write us a review, helps out the algorithm. This week, Danny and Ryan travel to
Nashville.
We're going to Country Music USA, baby.
We're so excited.
I would be more excited if I wasn't on Friday.
I was just going to say that.
Because we're staying at the Omni on Friday. So we fly in Wednesday. We grab our rental. We are basically going to meet up with Brent Laffey, who is the owner of Armada. For those that don't know, Armada is one of the biggest contract manufacturers in sports nutritional supplements in the world. Here in America, they manufacture supplements for Ghost, for Beam, Alani Nu, Redcon, a plethora of other brands. They also own a flavoring house called Pronova, which is probably the most well-respected flavoring house in the country. And we have some really cool stuff I'm excited about the fact that we get to sit down in the lab and create our dream pre-workout.
It's going to be fun.
And we're going to show you via our YouTube channel, via our social media channels, how much it actually is going to cost to make that. So hypothetically, if we had access to every single ingredient in the world, which we do, we're going to build it and we're going to figure out what that would cost. And then what I think is super incredible is that we're going to flavor it.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I'm going to try it unflavored on camera. Because I think so.
Just to realize like what you're covering.
I know that. Okay, so I've formulated stuff in the past. I have tried raw Pico 2. I've tried raw Lion's Mane. I've tried tasteless Dynamine. I'm not saying any of these ingredients are in my dream pre-workout. You will see soon. Dynamine is not. It tastes like shit. So I am going to literally taste it, and then by my facial reaction, which will be authentic, you're going to understand just how tough it is for these flavoring houses to flavor a pre-workout. It is not easy. Massive credit. So if for example, if a serving size is 32.6 grams and your active ingredients come in at like 25 grams, and you're doing the math, like, okay, why is there 7.6 grams of other stuff? Sometimes it's hard to flavor this shit.
Yeah.
Sucralose, flavoring. I mean, we're not going to be using artificial dyes, but then we're also going to take the pre-workout, and then we're going to work out. So obviously I have very, very, I have high expectations for this pre-workout because I've been formulating these things for years in my head. I have certain ingredients that I want to use. Danny's learning more and more about them. I sent her the formula this morning.
And I am looking all these things up, and I'm excited to keep learning.
For people who know me know that I am big on 3 areas. I like my muscle connection. So I like a lot of nootropics. So I like alpha GPC, potentially Brainberry, Lion's Mane, etc. I like pump, so give me all the exogenous nitrates. And I'm a big fan. I mean, I don't need a ton of caffeine. I want caffeine anhydrous. I want a sustained release or extend release version of caffeine. But I like things like Synactive and Pico 2 and just things that can help with muscular endurance because you do break down.
I know things.
Yeah, you're starting to know things. So that is going to be Wednesday at Armada, and that'll also be our next podcast. Brent Laffey, Mark Lobliner from MTS Nutrition Ambrosia. Big old 1.5 outright bar. I mean, fuck, man. I could go on and on about Mark. We're going to be staying with Mark Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, Danny and I are taking the day kind of for ourselves, representing fit players, going around to nutrition factories, vitamin shops. And then that night, staying at the Omnia, downtown Nashville on Broadway. I'm on prep. I have 3 weeks left. And I will tell you all right now, I will have 1 Pabst Blue Ribbon on Friday. I guarantee it because I'm in Nashville, Music City, USA. I'm not going to Broadway. And not going to have a PBR on Broadway Street. Tootsie's, baby.
I feel like you said that last time, too.
I had a beer.
Yeah, he did.
I had 2 probably with Mark.
I was breastfeeding, so I think I had a beer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we went to Austin a couple weeks ago. We had a drink. You know, here it is. We are deep in the prep, and we are very, very strict about this stuff. It's a photo shoot. It's not stepping on stage. With that being said,
way different than
we got our new plans today. I'm on a low every day. She's
guys,
very low.
I'm so excited. This is the stuff that
Are you gonna have a beer
me.
or 1 drink on
I
Broadway?
don't think so.
You're not gonna have 1 single drink.
No, it's 3 weeks out. I think I would regret it too much.
Do you think 1 drink is gonna ruin your physique in 3 weeks? Don't be fucking crazy.
I am a little crazy.
You see, this is why people are fucking nuts on prep. It's like, oh my god, I should have had that 1 vodka water. One vodka water didn't make your pictures look like shit in 2.5 weeks.
Of course not. But I would have the excuse of Whitney's bachelorette party and all these things. I do better when I hone in and just don't make it.
It's Nashville. Live country.
And focus.
What if Luke Bryan hops up on stage and starts saying, "Shake it, girl, shake it for me"?
If Luke Bryan shows up where we are at Nashville, I'll have a drink.
In Nashville. Don't worry, grammar police over here. She went to a small school.
Gracious.
Guests, let's not neglect our guest. We're going to get you over to our guest, Kristy Imsande, IFBB Pro, an aspiring Olympian athlete. She's a bikini girl. Should be wellness. I told her.
Oh yeah,
but we'll see. There was,
I don't think she'll have a break.
Watching you guys listen, or you guys listening or watching, you probably maybe don't know who Kristy is, and that's totally fine. You're going to get to know her, and I think she was real. She was honest. About certain things within the space, especially about longevity and health and what's after bodybuilding and what it takes to get to the stage. And it was interesting for me because I fully don't understand the judging criteria around bikini and why there are so many women on the Olympia stage and so she does a really good job, I think, of explaining that. And it's just good because I know a lot of you listening or watching might be friends of Kristy or might be aspiring bikini athletes or just bodybuilders yourself, and just getting a perspective from an IFBB pro, somebody who's not, being paid to say something from a certain supplement company. The only supplement companies that she represents are Inspired Nutraceuticals, which is a brand that I love, and Fit Players, and she's our top ambassador, and she's a fucking baller.
She's a boss. She's going to be more and more involved as well. She's going to do recipes and stuff with me, so I'm excited.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's going to happen, guys.
We were hoping to have a flavor review for you guys, but UPS fucking blows, and they're not here yet. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Ghost Lifestyle collab is official. It's dropping soon. Ooze. I've had this flavor before when I was in Vegas. It is my favorite Ghost flavor ever.
Really? That good?
From what I remember.
It's really that good?
It's very good. Now, it's in Legend, and I'm not sure if it's in Pump, but I will see whatever package we get in the mail. We will bring it to you over at Fitness Informant, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All right. Well, I don't have much else to say other than the fact that if we want to plug some Fit Butter stuff, we're working on a new flavor exclusively for Hy-Vee, which we're excited about that. We will be shipping it nationwide via fitbutters.com. We did just announce a brand new vegan flavor coming to the Vitamin Shop and all national retailers and brick and mortar retailers, Fit Butters in August. Frosted Sugar Cookie dropping tentatively May 9th. There might be a slight delay by a week. We're waiting on cashews, of all things. So if cashews don't show up, it'll be a week delay.
Gotta love the supply chain.
Gotta love it. But right now, shooting for May 9th, Frosted Sugar Cookie exclusively at fitbutters.com. You cannot get it at Vitamin Shop. You cannot get it on Amazon. The only place to get it will be fitbutters.com or at the Iron Union Fitness Center here in Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Of course.
All right, guys. If you guys want more information on the personal training and nutrition and all that good stuff that we're doing, more fitness informative stuff, Fit Butters, just feel free to reach out. We do Q&As, we do lives. Speaking of, we got to do an IG live soon again for
We
Fit
do,
Butters.
we do.
So at Kristy, it's at Kristy Imsande, isn't it? Right?
Yep.
So
she said everything's just at Kristy Imsande.
at Kristy Imsande. Let's kick it over to our conversation with Kristy. We hope you enjoy it. Guest next week: Brent Laffey, Mark Lobemeyer, Armada Nutrition. Let's go.
Let's go.
For the last 2 decades, we have been the best kept secret of the supplement industry. We've kept our heads down and worked. We pioneered full label transparency and full therapeutic doses because we believe that truly hard work requires truly effective tools. 2 decades is a long time to commit to one pursuit, but when you act with purpose and become centered in yourself, eventually you realize that you were born and bred for this. The things you once thought impossible, you now do every day. We don't like the easy way, it just doesn't feel right. We'll take the long, hard road over a shortcut any day. It takes longer, sure, but in the end, you know you earned it. And with the right team behind you, pushing yourself further than you've ever been will be just another afternoon doing what you love most.
Adding my product is going to help you get to where you want to be.
5%ers is 5% of the people in the world that are willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals.
Come on, get on.
We're talking about business, success, education, willing to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
And we're back with the booty.
Well, I mean, we already have the guests here. We don't have to act
Why
like we're
can't
starting the show.
Why can't we start it the same way?
I mean, that's just... Anyway, Kristy Imsande. Is that how you pronounce the last name?
Yep.
Okay. Because I've been pronouncing it that way for the better part of the last, 8 years.
I was gonna say you should probably know.
I was
now.
gonna say it's not like she's a new person in our lives.
That would be really embarrassing.
No, but I've known her husband, obviously, longer than I've known her.
Well, yeah.
Which I still don't know why you married that guy.
Yeah, me either.
But...
Just kidding.
He's gonna be really happy hearing that in the
he's
intro
not,
of this.
he's not even gonna listen to this thing. The dude's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good." Anyway, for those watching, listening at home, Kristy Imsande, IFBB Pro. Does that get old hearing that?
No, it's still kind of surreal.
I mean, how long were you competing until you got your pro card?
Honestly, not very long. I know people that have competed for like 5-10 years and they're still trying. So I started in October of 2017 and I went pro in 2020.
That's
So,
quick. How many shows?
Oh, yeah.
How many shows did you do between your inaugural and your pro card?
Only like 5.
Wow.
5 or 6, yeah.
Killer.
Did you know that you wanted to get your pro card from the get go?
No.
What made you like look at that and aspire to grab that thing?
Well, so my first show, I literally had no idea what it was. Like, I was just like, oh, let's do this for fun. Like, I didn't even know what a pro card was. I was like,
It's a little plastic card that people spend a lot of money to get, honestly, for the most part.
but yeah, so I did that and then I did really well. And I was like, okay, let's keep going. And then as I kept going, I figured out, oh, there's nationals and I was already qualified. I didn't go the first year and then I competed again. And then I went to nationals that year, got my butt kicked. Literally, I got last call-outs, and I looked at my coach, and I was like, oh, that will never happen ever again. But, I mean, I swear, like, that made my career because I will never come out of shape ever again. And then I went the next year, got third, and then that's when I joined Fit Body Fusion, and then did one show with Jamie, and then turned pro.
What's your athletic background, like high school?
Oh, I did cheer all the way up through college, so...
See, I didn't know that. Did you?
I saw a post, I think like 2 weeks ago or something, recently, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, growing up, I literally did every sport that I could: track, basketball, cheerleading, gymnastics.
Did you like gymnastics?
Yes, yeah. That's where I got these legs from.
Well, yeah, they're
Yeah,
massive.
it makes sense.
So do you look at like the fitness category and you're just like in awe from these girls?
You know what? I've thought about it, and I'm like, that would be really fun. But how are you in shape
Right.
and then go up and do that routine again? Like that. Just,
Like you have to have figure,
Oh my
right?
God.
And then
Yeah.
you have to be a gymnast.
Well, I just think about like how depleted they are.
That's
That's where your mind is, right? Like the depletion and being that close to your show. Like I remember it being like a chore. I think they make a joke about like, oh, I dropped my fork. I'm not picking that up.
Yeah.
Like it's
'Cause it
your
hurts?
energy. No, it's your energy. You're with no energy to do anything. And then going up there and trying to do that huge routine, and they're doing it over and over and over and over
Yeah.
again. I just can't imagine.
I mean, we'd be able to eat a lot.
Oh yeah, you're like my mind instantly. Where can my macros be? Oh yeah.
Well, I don't get because like there's judging routine or like judging criteria for bikini, for even wellness now, which I still think you're trying to figure out, figure, men's open, whatever. But there's really no like criteria for your actual like overall fitness,
Well, and
like routine.
Don't they do figure posing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, but Missy Trescott was on, and she said it was like 50-50 or 40-60.
No, it's 1/3 is the posing figure, and then the
70% is the
the
routine.
actual routine.
So who's judging the routine? A bunch of
So I
IFBB
imagine it being similar
judges,
to
like
Yeah.
I imagine it being similar to like dance competition though, right? Like
yeah, but those are legit
they-
judges who judge that.
Yeah, that's
These are
true.
judges who
Like
judge
these-
bodybuilders.
and then they're also expected to know all that. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's true.
Chrissy's she's not a fitness girl. She's not a
Yeah, you
wellness
never
girl.
know.
But you could
Next year.
go back to it
Jamie always jokes with me about it.
about being
What
a fitness.
about wellness? What about fitness?
I mean, I've told you should
Well,
be
you
wellness
should be
for like
wellness.
the better part of the last 2 years.
I can't even grow my ass for bikini.
I mean, your legs are still massive.
I know. You never know.
Would you
how
ever
hard are you working to like decrease the muscle mass in your legs?
I was for a while, and then I'm like, screw it. Let's just grow the butt. So I stopped
Yeah.
running. I was like, I'm done
Oh,
running.
good.
So would you do wellness? Because in the past you said absolutely not.
No.
Why?
But it's all the posing is so similar to bikini, right? Like it's better than figure. I know you've always
Yeah.
said like absolutely not figure, which I mean
I
that's
don't
not
wanna-
me, but
I don't want to get that big.
But you are big. You realize that, right? Like you are like in a good way.
I guess I would have to stand next to,
And your husband wants it.
yeah.
So like he's already made it note that he would be perfectly okay with it.
and it's not like you'd be
Yeah.
like that massive upper body.
Oh,
which
yeah,
would
my
be-
upper body probably
Let
wouldn't
me be
change.
honest with you. Is it the pride thing? Like you want to accomplish what you want to accomplish in bikini and you won't stop till you do it?
Probably, yeah. I'm just very stubborn.
Sure. And I get that. I mean, I'm the same way with a lot of things.
Ryan's more stubborn than anyone I know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think it's because also everybody tells me that I can't do it. So I'm like, screw off. I'm going to prove you wrong.
You can swear.
I can?
Yeah, you can say the F
Ryan
word.
swears all the time.
Oh.
Come on.
It's totally fine.
You don't have to bleep yourself out. It's okay.
But yeah, so I'm kind of just like, screw you. Like, I'm going to do this whether you tell me I can or can't.
Walk us through the various shows that you've done. Like last year, I think you went to Mexico and you did, you don't really do any like regional local stuff because not to say like be cocky or above that, but like you're doing national level shows. But every show that you do, I'm sure you're getting different feedback. I guess the consistent feedback probably is your legs are big.
Yeah.
But I mean, or,
Yeah.
Are you getting like contradicting feedback from different judges and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Yeah. So it's kind of going to be funny, but from the men, I get that my quads are too big. And from the women, they're like, it's fine. They're like, that you just need to grow your glutes. So last year I got feedback that my quads were too big. And then the last show I did, which was in Nashville, nobody on the judging panel commented about my judges, but I had worked my butt off to make sure that they didn't show. So when I'm posing, I'm constantly thinking about, okay, what do my quads look like? When I'm on the side, some girls are in their front pose. I'm in my model pose because then you can't see my quads. So, I mean, it's really just finding the judging panel. That sounds bad. Finding the judging panel that works for you and what they're looking for.
Well, we all know that like bodybuilding is subjective.
Yeah.
100% subjective, right? So it comes down to posing, like you said. Like posing is probably more important. Shouldn't say more important, but conditioning, all of that is very important, all of that. But when it comes down to it, posing's like,
I guarantee Terrence gets a place or two higher because he's the best poser in the world.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. So definitely I could see where, posing, judging panel, all of that is almost more important than the actual conditioning and all that. You know?
Well, that and like Jamie always says, like you're an Olympian from the front, but when you turn to the back, she's like, I want you to grow your glutes. So really just growing my glutes has been like my main focus. And I guess we'll see, this year what I look like.
Who's your mentor besides Jamie? I mean, do you reach out to current Olympia athletes and being like, hey, I need some help here?
Yeah, I really look up to Jen and Mark. They're super knowledgeable. They're in the industry. They know what they're talking about, and they're just like overall kind people. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's who I gravitate towards, is just people that are willing to give you advice and help you, and not like, like some people, they're like, I don't want to give you advice. But so they're just really open and honest about, like, even if I ask, like, what should I do? Like, what is going to be best for benefiting me? So,
I mean, because you're around high caliber athletes all the time. Obviously, Fit Body Fusion, you have a team of great females and males.
Yeah.
I'm just, thinking back last year to TCO. Brianna was here as the MC, and she's an Olympia. And so, I mean, you have a database of people you can go to. Do you find it that some of these girls are not as approachable as others?
Absolutely.
The smile before the answer.
Putting it as politically correct as I can. Is it because they're protecting their goods and they're just like, hey, I don't want you to challenge me? Or is it just because they're just bad people?
Personality.
I think both. Yeah. I think some people just don't care to help others or care to give their insights. And some people are probably like, I don't want to share my information. One thing about Fit Body Fusion is that I know everybody on the team is willing to share any sort of information that they have,
right? Which
is super nice because I can literally go to anybody. I mean, I think we have like 30 coaches now. Which,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, now we have Frida, which she's doing wellness, and Terrence for the guys, Jen. And so, I mean, you could literally go to anybody, and there's so many Olympians now that are on our team, and it's kind of crazy because, like, when I think about it, I don't think about it that way. I'm like, oh, they're just like my teammates and
your peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do like monthly or every so often we do like coaches calls, and we share like so much information about like what's working, what's not working, like how are you getting results. So, I mean, really, yes, we are all of our own individual coaches, but I know that everybody's just like a text away.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of the like information they share with you like don't always match, or do you feel like everyone's kind of on the same page?
I would say every single coach has their own like style. Yeah. And which is super nice that we can all do.
But is that like hard to really like take advice from other people then? Because don't you have like you can't be switching from one thing to the next, right? So
but like if something's not working for one of my clients, and like if then I can be like, okay, well, let's try this, or if something isn't, it's really more or less if something isn't working, reaching out and being like, hey, has anybody else had this issue? Or if a client has a condition as far as like PCOS or scoliosis, like, hey, or like if we do consultations and we're not equipped to take on that client, you can really just message in the coaches group and be like, hey, is anybody else willing to work with this person, or have you come across this and want to take them on as a client? So
that's awesome.
Let's rewind back to bikini, because I think a lot of our listeners and viewers just may not know how the judging criteria works and how the point system works to qualify for the Olympia. So first start with the judging criteria. What are they looking for from bikini in general?
So I mean, it's always changing, but this year and last year, they're really going for more of the feminine look. They don't want a bikini girl to come out and be super striated. They want fullness. They want full glutes. They want shoulders, but obviously like not huge prominent shoulders like figures. So they say they don't want to see striations, but I feel like bodybuilding, you're going to pose and you're going to have striations.
Right.
Obviously more or less in your shoulders then, but no, like they really just want to see full glutes, like no separation, like in your hamstrings. So,
okay.
And small waist, obviously.
You look at like wellness, for instance, like the symmetry there is really weird, right? Because they have a very big lower, but they have like a bikini upper and like a figure lower or something, right? Or just, I mean, in a nutshell. So like symmetry is important when it comes to bikini.
Yes. Yeah, you want to be balanced all around.
Right.
You don't want anything to be overpowering. I think wellness is like the only category that.
It's so odd. I feel like they're even above the figure legs.
Yeah, they're like
insane.
Because of the difference. So then,
I don't know.
Point accumulation, because it's not a frustration for me, but when I go to the Olympia, I look at the men's open. You have like 12 men on stage. There are 40 fucking bikini chicks on stage at the Olympia. Why is there so many? And I think at the same time too, like, and you may not agree with this because you're trying to get there, but like minimize the field and increase the payouts for the women. Like, I don't necessarily know you need to have 40. I'm not sure what that number is. It just seems like a lot. But like, pay the women more first off. That's just a standard. I think they should get paid a lot more.
I would get so mad when we were at the Olympia and saw the checks for the women in general, and then saw I was like, screw that.
But there's so many. So I'm not going to say it's easier to qualify for bikini because there's more bikini athletes, I think, out there. But so how do you qualify for something like the Olympia, the Arnold? How does that point system work?
Yeah, so for bikini, in order to qualify for the Olympia, you have to either win a show or you have to be in the top 5.
So take it back. Win a show. What do you mean by win a show? A pro show?
A pro show,
okay.
Yeah.
So like Tampa Pro, New York Pro, Toronto, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to win a pro show.
Okay.
And then different shows have different amounts of points.
Mm-hmm.
So there are different tiers of shows, like Chicago Pro, New York Pro. Like those are all going to be your top tier shows. And like obviously like the bigger names are going to go to those shows to obviously be against the best. So those shows you'll get more points. Obviously the other tiers, tier 2, tier 3, those are going to be less points to qualify for you to the O. And then top 5, you have to be in the top 5 in order to qualify for points if you hadn't won a pro show.
Okay, so can you not win a pro show and qualify for the Olympia?
Yes.
Okay, you just have to accumulate enough top 5s.
You got to grind. Yeah.
You got to do a lot of shows.
Yeah, you pretty much have to keep going. There is like Ashlyn, not this past year, but the year before, she qualified through points.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't even know how many shows she did, but I mean, there's a certain point where she was like, okay, I don't need to compete anymore. I'm good. Like, there's nobody that can come, that can keep winning and knock me down. So there is a point in time where you can stop competing. But I mean, if you're at that like 3rd, 4th, 5th spot, you cannot stop. You got to keep going.
We're going to talk about health with that. How healthy is it to stay on prep that long and that often? Because what's the longest you've been on prep? It was a long time.
Yeah, during COVID was pretty awful.
Yeah, what was that, like 50 weeks? I felt like you were constantly on prep.
It was a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, I did get like free meals, like just to help me, and but yeah, that was really long. But no, it's not healthy, in my opinion, to stay on prep that long.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to start like if you were already competing right now, took a break, and then the blessing of, you know, the qualification not even ending till October and Olympia being in December, or it's November this year, and then the Olympia being in December.
Yep.
Like, you can compete in the beginning of the year, take time off, you know, feed yourself, rejuvenate, and then go back again.
So what's your plan?
Chicago Pro.
Which is soon, isn't it?
July 23rd.
Right.
Yeah.
So that Mark was
Like,
me on that one.
It's 15 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe 14 now.
So you're dialed in?
Yeah. Just started.
Is this like news? I mean, did you have Chicago Pro kind of as your date the entire time?
No, Jamie wanted it to be in like August, and I'm like, no, let's go.
I'm ready.
She was obviously thinking like, okay, like if you're going to do, you know, if you want to try to qualify for let's do August and then let's just keep going. But I'm like, you know what? Chicago Pro it's back in Chicago. I'm like, it's close to home. It's drivable. I'm like,
yeah.
And I want to go to the shows where big names are going to be.
Yeah.
If I'm going to go to the I want to go because I know I deserve to be there. And I want feedback based off of like people that I'm standing up there with.
Could you hypothetically say you don't win Chicago Pro? Could you hypothetically accumulate enough points between July and November to make the Olympia this year? How many shows would you have to do you think? Say you finished third at Chicago Pro, right? I mean, that's a shit ton of points. But then
I guess it would depend on how many like fifth. I mean, sometimes they give points out for sixth. Like sometimes they give out 1 point.
Sure.
Kind of just depends on the like. I got sixth at the Minneapolis Open 2 years ago, and it's like I got 1 point. So like it would depend on if I kept placing like third, probably not actually.
Okay.
I would have to go to every single tier 1 show,
which is not free.
No.
I mean, the cost associated with what
very
you're doing,
expensive.
right?
That's where my mind went when you said that you have to do multiple shows. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, can you imagine how much money goes into
Well, and that too. That's why I'm like, why wouldn't I do Chicago?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's still not cheap. Like the
No,
drive,
no.
the hotel,
everything adds up so fast.
Because you don't, it's not like back in the day where you would get these big contract deals through supplement companies. Like you obviously work with us at Fitburners, you work with Inspired Nutraceuticals, but like we're not cutting you massive checks to go and do shows. You know, like
Here, let
nobody
me
really
pay
does
for
that
it.
Want to
anymore.
start?
Yeah, right. But like
Speaking of that.
nobody really does it anymore. And I don't know if Fit Body Fusion provides any sort of financial relief for these shows to make you more of a prominent coach, but it's still like it's a burden on the checkbook. And you know, you and Derek have a home and eventually want to start a family, and like so I you know, when you have to juggle the two, that's got to be at points I don't know if it's a difficult conversation or if it's just is it.
I mean, he competes too,
Yeah.
so he gets it.
He knows. Luckily, yeah. If I always tell people there's no way I could be with somebody who didn't,
Right.
who
Didn't
wasn't
get it.
in the industry
Oh,
or
God,
didn't
no.
get it. Like I have so many clients.
I
that
mean,
are
it's
like,
one thing to like get it, right? But like, there's people who maybe have competed in the past and understood, but you guys both compete actively.
Yeah.
So that has to be a lot easier too, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys
I
understand.
think the goals are
preps.
different though. I think your goal is Olympia, and his goal is to kind of is it gotten bigger since the last time we talked? Because
I mean,
initially he
I
just wanted to
think
win a
so.
show.
I think he wants to turn pro, but he's never told me that.
Yeah.
But I think deep down that's what he truly
Well, he's
wants.
a dude with an
Oh, of
ego,
course.
like
I
me.
mean,
Of course, if you're going to
If
do
your
it.
significant other or wifey, whatever,
Yeah.
is at that level, why wouldn't you want to be the same?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's where
And he's very goal driven. Like everything
yeah.
he does, he wants to be like
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it tough for you guys at all? Like both on prep at the same time and just depleted?
We have done that before, and we always say we'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't easy.
I wouldn't say it was so much of like the arguing. It was more just stuff like around the house. Like, oh, I got to walk the dog. Or like now. Like,
I'm like that. And we're not even like prepping hard for a show. It's like, I don't want to walk the dog. I'm tired.
like, I mean, like if I was competing, like obviously like he would walk the dog more. If he's competing, I'll walk the dog more. So it's just more or less like chores around the house. I remember one time when we were both competing, we were both sitting downstairs and we had just gotten Hank. And he was whining, and both of us look at each other, and we're both just like, no. And Hank just looks at us and pees, and I was like, well, that's our fault. Like, we can't blame the dog that both of us are just lazy as shit and sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And neither of us wanted to get up because we were on prep. So, like, it's much easier, like, if I prep and then he preps and then, I mean, but if I'm prepping all year long, I mean.
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna have to deal.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta imagine I should say it's a little bit easier for you to prep because you work for yourself and you work from home versus him having like these
Oh my gosh.
12, 14-hour shifts or whatever he's doing being a police officer.
I remember like, obviously I'm not your level, but like
Yeah.
when I was prepping, I was doing my 12-hour shifts, and I still to that day, I'm like, how in the world did I do that?
That's like when I become Superwoman, and if I'm prepping, like I'm like, okay, I got to cook his food, I got to divvy out his food. Like I'm like, I cannot give an excuse that I am tired. My like prepping now for me is like normal lifestyle, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really, it honestly doesn't even
affect you.
affect me.
Yeah.
It's like just my normal life.
What's like when you go outside of prep and you get that refeed or whatever? Is it like sushi? What's the thing that you like to devour?
I love pizza,
Oh God, yes.
but so pizza or burger and sweet potato fries. I do love sushi, but I love food. So a sushi I can fit in my macros.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. How do you weigh it or how do you measure it? Like
Well,
you
no, I mean guesstimate.
guesstimate? Yeah.
There's like the sushi roll like estimates, like especially if it's a simple roll. Like
Sure.
you can't get like the big fancy ones.
Yeah.
but
I mean, you
like
sure as shit
because
can,
I've
it's
done
just
that
not gonna be
before.
accurate.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like the simple ones, I definitely did that a couple times when I
Yeah.
was on prep. Yeah.
Like if we have like a if I go to a show, like I'm going to Junior USA to do another seminar for Fit Body Fusion, and they go out to eat, like I won't eat, but if I was like farther out from a show, I would totally estimate like spicy tuna or like just like the simple ones,
Yeah.
not with the shit on top.
Well, what
yeah.
we've done is actually we bring our scale with us.
That
so
too.
when we travel and we go make sure we go to steakhouses.
Yeah,
Thing- places
Make sure you
that
grill
make-
only, no oil.
I
And
mean, I
then-
just did that last night.
yeah.
It's
definitely.
weird. Like last night we went to Applebee's with the girls, and there's like a chicken bowl. So we have them bring out the chicken in one bowl, the
Yeah.
rice in another bowl, everything else in another bowl, and they look at us like we're fucking just losing our shit.
The lady was like, can I ask why?
Yeah. No, the lady yesterday, we were at Crave, and I was like, can I have the grilled chicken without like the sauce?
Yeah.
And then it came with like mashed potatoes. I was like, are there any other sides other than mashed potatoes? She was like, we have like coconut rice or sushi rice. And I'm like, give me the sushi rice and put it on the side.
Yeah.
And here I am. And I was like, people are going to think I'm weird. I bring out my scale. My brother's like, okay, yeah, people are going to think you're weird.
Right.
As I'm like dabbing my chicken to get the oil off, making sure there's nothing on there, eating my rice.
Yep, that's
mean,
the life.
I don't. If it allows me to enjoy something different that I can make from home, I don't give a fuck how dumb I look.
I literally
Oh, yeah.
texted Danny after, and I was like, "It's something about when somebody else makes your
Yeah.
chicken rice."
It's good.
It's so different.
It's
I mean,
great.
we get like the same thing every time we go anywhere out to
Well,
eat. It's
because
always
it's
like the
safe.
rice and the chicken, but
Yeah.
it tastes so different. Like their seasoning and whatever else. It's like
Probably their
this is
cooking
so
oil.
worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We
Well,
always try to say
we
like
always say
don't
no
use
oil.
oil. But
You
I
get
mean,
it,
Yeah.
Well, and I said that last night, and then it comes out, and obviously you can kind of see it. It's
Right.
from the grill. It's
It's not perfect.
no.
I mean,
Yeah, we
unless,
do
like,
the best we can, right?
If you go to a
Like,
steakhouse, sometimes they actually have the open flame grill,
Yes.
right? So like you're not dealing with the oils there, but like an Applebee's, like our chicken definitely is cooked on a flat top,
Yeah.
which has salt
stuff
and
on
stuff
it.
on it.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
But it's not impossible
No.
to do it. You just have to be smart about it. So
You literally just have to be super nitpicky.
Yeah.
They'll look at you like you're freaking crazy, but
maybe,
make it
well, I
work.
mean, in their defense, we kind of are fucking crazy.
that's true.
I remember being on prep and like literally just having a mini scale that I would keep in my purse at like all times.
I
And,
know.
Like,
I need to buy like a mini one. I
Yeah.
only have a
It's just
big
you can't fit
one.
the plate on them. It's tough. Like they're so small, and you have to like fucking look underneath it. unless it's like a Bluetooth one, or it's going to your phone.
Oh,
yeah,
I
those
think they
ones
have
are
those
cool.
now.
Yeah, they do.
So that way you can just put
we got to
whatever.
get fancy.
But the problem is
yeah.
some of these plates they give you are just massive because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
fat as Americans and we can't eat like Europeans. On
Well, we
small
also
plates.
just need like separate plates, like to like measure it
Yeah.
too. That's the
I did
hard part
that.
is like trying to like divvy out things and oh
Yeah,
my
I was
gosh.
literally measuring things on a plate like this big yesterday. I was like,
I love it. It's so
So
funny.
let's talk about and a very important topic when it comes to bodybuilding. It's just the overall health and well-being, right? Like we just lost another guy, Cedric
my
McMillan, just
gosh.
passed away yesterday.
believe that.
Which I mean, I know he
Gives me
had stomach
shivers.
issues going into the Arnold. That's why he pulled out. Now there's all these different theories and hypotheses, and I don't want to even talk about it till there's an autopsy. A lot on the men's side for sure, but women are tough on themselves too. Like the
Yeah.
depletion, the fact, like, I mean, post competition, like you have to worry about your hormones coming back to correct levels so you can reproduce if you want babies. And there are women who, women do take stuff as well, not as much as us dudes, but like, so talk about the health complications and how much of a concern it is for you as you go through prep and you're looking to walk on the Olympia stage.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern. Even with me, like I go get my blood work done probably like I'll do it before prep, I'll do it when I'm in prep, depending how long my season is, I'll do it after prep.
Right.
And it wasn't until now that I literally had perfect blood work. And I was like, well, I mean, I did just start prep and I had worked my butt off. I mean, a lot of it had been due to being on birth control for
years and
like
years.
14.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got off that and now I'm like, I would just stress the fact that if your coach tells you like, don't eat fruit, don't eat, it's like, eat the fruit. Like I have people that come to me and they're like, I can't eat fruit. And I'm like, yes, you can. So, I mean, I'm like, just eat like fruits, vegetables, whole foods. Like I understand like the protein bars, they're good. Yes. But eat foods that are like going to be nutritious for you. And then also get blood work done like as much as possible. I know it's like, this sport is not cheap. So if you think about it and you're like, oh, it's $200 or, it's like, it's worth your life. Like, it's so important to know, like, where your hormones are.
Yeah.
But
I always say, too, like, if you can afford the drugs, you should be able to afford the blood work. I mean, if we're talking about, like, from a guy standpoint, it's like, oh, hey, toss out $60 and...
Let's be real. Women do them.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Obviously not as much as us.
I feel like it's so hidden. I'm like...
No, I mean, to be an elite athlete at that caliber, like... Whether it's
everyone knows, like
Anavar, Winstrol, little things, like okay, it's not. Once upon a time, I think it was a taboo to speak about it, but now you got guys like Jay Cutler standing up and saying, "Hey, here's what I did."
Yeah,
because you have people that know by speaking out about it now. Hopefully, it helps the youth generation. Because speaking from the male point of view, we're losing too many men bodybuilders.
Oh, way too many.
So scary.
And like the IFBB, I think at some point is going to have to step in and help either provide financial assistance with blood work and some of this. I don't know. Something has to be done but again, like our coach said,
or
that
like required or something.
More people are competing today than ever before, so inevitably you're going to have more of these cases. The problem is the cases that we're having, they're prominent athletes. George Patterson, Cedric McMillan. I know I'm blanking on one big name that just passed away not so long ago, but like Dallas McCarver and like all these guys over the years. Sean Roden, like right, like. Big name. Sean Roy won the fucking Olympia.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're not really hearing about it on the women's side as much.
I mean, I was at the Olympia this past year and I literally saw a female having a seizure on the floor. Do I know if she had like epilepsy? Do I know if it was drugs? Do I know if it was water? Who knows? But it's like, it does happen to women.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard on your body.
And maybe it's not like the anabolic stuff, but the diuretics.
Yes.
Diuretics and like the insulin and all these weird things that people do.
And I think insulin's more prominent again with the men.
But that stuff scares the crap out of me. As a nurse that gave diuretics to people who had heart failure, like it blows my mind that people are taking it just to get lean on the stage.
Oh, I know. And people have that in their mind. They'll do what it takes.
Yeah. And well, let me ask, okay, will you do whatever it takes to win the Olympia?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, I have very good genetics.
Yeah.
I will say that. And there's a certain point where it's like, is it really worth your health? Do you want to die?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
I mean,
well, the other question is, do you want to have babies, Kristy?
Oh yeah.
How many?
I mean, if I could choose, I would have 3. Derek would have 1, so we'll do 2.
So you're young yet, obviously, but it's also something that may take some time to happen. So you're still in the middle of prep life and trying to chase this dream that I hope to God you accomplish and get to do. But when do you look in the mirror and say, okay, now it's time to be selfless and start a family?
Very selfless.
Yeah. I feel like I say it every year.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I think last year you said, 1 more year and I'm going to get on stage and then I'm going to have a baby.
Do you have baby fever?
Oh yeah. Like I joke with Derek all the time. Like I was like, let's just have a surrogate. Like, but I know that I want to carry my own child.
Yep.
And even though I joke about it, I will never do it. I'm such a control freak. I wouldn't let anybody. I'd be writing down what they could and couldn't eat.
What's the movie Baby Mama?
Yeah, I'd be like chicken, rice, fruit, veggies. That's it. I'm just kidding.
So do you have an age in mind? You're like, if I don't do this by this, or I would say, hey, if you make the Olympia, now it might prolong things because now you want to do it year after year. But like, hypothetically, you don't, and I don't like saying that. No. But do you and Derek have the conversation like, hey, if it doesn't happen by the time I'm 30 or whatever it might be?
Yeah, he always says as soon as you start going downhill, that's when we'll have a kid. But right now, my goal is just to get to the Olympia, and then I would have kids, and then I would return.
Sure.
That's my goal right now. If I get there, I know so many people that have had kids and are back,
Right.
and they still look great. Some of them even look better. Like Janet, she has a 14, 15-year-old child.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she had her when she was young, but I mean, she just won.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can do it.
Right.
Definitely.
That's a
But
cool
then
story
again-
too. To like, hey, I had a kid and look at me now. I'm the best in the world. That's
But then again, I always tell myself, like, when I have kids, I want to make sure that I'm ready. And I don't want, this sounds bad, but I don't want to be selfish and I don't want to keep living my life for me. Like, when I have kids, I want to choose my kids.
Life changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely does.
And I don't want I mean, like, obviously I'll still have like my own career and my own identity, but I don't want, like, if my kids want mac and cheese and hot dogs, like, I'm just going to freaking eat it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the best part of having kids.
Ryan says that all the time.
You know,
and we do have like our girls, even now, like us on this little like photo shoot prep, like we will be eating something different than her, and she'll be like, why are you guys not eating what I'm eating? You know, and
Yeah.
it's definitely something you notice. And
Yeah.
like we always say, like, oh, we're eating our special food. Remember, we have this, you know?
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, okay, like right now she's 3.
Yep.
She'll hear what we say and she gets it, whatever. But as I get older, like it's definitely going to be one of those things that can contribute to, you know, eating disorders
Yep.
and all those things. And having that good relationship
Especially
with
with
food is
girls.
so important. And I think being bodybuilders, I mean, technically we kind of do have an eating disorder.
Oh, we do.
Like that's real. And so it's definitely something in the back of my mind often that like I want to be a good example for them. And I don't want them to think of like, when we look at a plate of food, we see protein, fat, carbs, right? We don't see a meal like anymore. Like that's definitely like where our mind is now. And it's definitely something that I don't want our girls to like grow up with.
Remember I told you, like I took Rory after dance one day to Culver's. She likes Culver's, loves it.
Oh, I
don't
love
mind.
Culver's.
I did too. It's great. And I didn't get anything to eat. We just started prep. I think it was a weekend. And she was eating and she looks at me and she goes, Daddy, why am I eating alone?
Oh,
And
it
I
literally-
got,
I don't
I
want that.
immediately got up, walked to the counter and ordered a fucking burger. I didn't care because I was so far out too. I'm just like, I'm not going to have my 3-year-old look at me with those sad eyes asking why she's eating alone.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a meal because I just planned on going home and eating after the fact. And they don't have great options, right?
So you're saying that we needed to go through the drive-through.
Yeah, we should have went to the drive-thru. But like, it broke my heart. I was like, I'm not doing this.
It
I don't
was
care.
so
There's no
sad.
show. There's no photo shoot bigger than my girls. So, but yeah, that was
That's
a weird
how I
thing.
feel.
It was
Yeah.
weird.
It's hard. Like even now, I think our mindset for this prep, like we have so much going on anyway, but like we're also not stepping on stage, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But it's still like we know that our girls are always watching us. And so
Yeah.
it's like so different than when it was just us. You know, like when I did my prep last time, I never missed a beat. I was so strict, and now I'm just like, yes, I am going to measure everything, but I also want to make sure that like they're first and foremost in my mind at all
Yeah.
times. So it's a lot different.
I mean, they pick up on so much.
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, they're
And when they're young, it's like
Little
that's when they
sponges.
soak up everything.
oh yeah,
They're
exactly.
little geniuses. It's crazy. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the time that we get little Mama Kristy over here.
I know. She'll reach out to me, I bet.
It'll be great.
Hey, you never
And
know.
I
Derek-
think
Derek's
the
gonna be a
hardest
great dad,
part.
too.
Oh,
He's
will
going to
be.
be better than me.
He's, you know, it's funny. Like how Derek, once upon a time, me and Derek used to be two of the biggest selfish assholes on the planet. Like we were just selfish people, and I feel like I think we're still a little bit selfish on certain things, but I think I definitely noticed a change in him, and I've definitely noticed a change in myself quite a bit. But
I mean,
like,
I didn't know him back then, but I hear stories. I'm like, what did I marry?
Yeah, I mean, I was.
Monster.
I would say you both kind of changed us men a little bit, but it's.
I didn't know him either when he talks about these things, and I'm like, all I see is the man I'm with now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean it's funny, but it's just like I don't know. Anyway, Olympia, December, not far away. What's a realistic expectation for you going into the Chicago Pro?
I just want to get first call outs. I mean, you never know who's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I was so freaking close to, I mean, I got first call outs, but I never cracked the top 5. I've placed once in my career.
Yeah.
And this year will be different
yes.
for sure.
How close? So how many shows did you do last year?
I think 4.
4 shows, and they were all pro.
Yeah.
Okay, and so
'Cause it
like
was
points wise,
Mexico.
like how many did you? I suppose if you didn't place,
Yeah.
you didn't get.
Yeah, no.
Oh wow,
I know.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's
to think
why
about.
that's why when you get the feedback, like, be done competing, because if you're not placing in the top 5, there's I mean, yes, it's fun, but for one, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like we already talked about your health. Like
Yeah.
that, I mean, there's a point in time where you're running your body into the ground.
Right.
And if I'm not where I want to be, like the only way to get where you want to be is to take time off and give them the
Build.
feedback that they're
Right.
wanting.
Yeah.
Which I needed to grow my butt, and I freaking better of because I'm getting annoyed.
Let's finish the podcast with one last topic of conversation, which I think is super important, is mental health, because this space and competing and like you were talking before, your relationship with food and body dysmorphia and constantly basically being told you're not good enough to be in the top 5, right? Like from a panel of people who know basically nothing about you and know nothing about your journey. How tough has it been on you mentally to come up short in these cases and just have to carry that with you into the next show and keep doing it?
Yeah. So somebody told me, like, they were like, I bet you your entire life you've never had to actually fucking grind. And I was like, I was thinking back and I was like, you know what? That is pretty true. Like, I've always been the best at every sport that I've ever been in. I've always done very well. And until I got to the pro stage, like, that was the first time in my entire life that I think I've ever been told, like, you need to work harder. You're not good enough and you're not what we're looking for.
Big old slice of humble pie.
Yeah. And so, I mean, my rookie pro season was when I placed here. And so, I mean, I was on a high. That was like, I was like, damn, like I'm doing good. And then last season, I kept saying, like, I kept being told pretty much like, you're not good enough. And then I think that it got to me. My first show, I went in confident as hell. I literally can look at that video and be like, damn, like I felt fucking good. And then I kind of like went like this the whole entire rest of the season. And so just being able to be aware, like, because I know some people that like post show, they gain weight, they, you know, it's like mentally distressed, like, but I don't really get like that anymore. I used to.
I was going to say, did you ever sink into like a level of depression for a little bit?
Oh, yeah. And even kind of last year I was telling Derek, I was like, I don't want to happen what happened to me last year. Last year, like when I was doing like the last few shows, I was in it. I did my shit to a T, but I wasn't physically there. Like, I don't want to ever go to a show again and not physically be there mentally.
Yeah.
Only because, like, I want to be there and I want to have fun. And last year, I felt like at the end of the year, it wasn't fun because I was getting told I wasn't good enough. Who freaking likes to hear that?
Right.
Nobody. And so, yeah, last year was tough. I'm not going to lie, but I have worked my butt off. So if I don't freaking get where I want to be, I'm going to be pissed. But I'm not going to be as tough on myself as I was last year because I know I worked my ass off. And I think that's like where you should be. Like, if you know you're putting in the work, you're hitting your food, you're doing literally everything to a T, there's no reason to be hard on yourself because you know you gave it 100%. You know at the end of the day that you gave it 100%, then you should be okay with where you're at and I've learned to take the feedback and not be hard on myself and just keep learning. Like, they're there to help me and tell me what I need to fix. They're a freaking judge. That's their job.
Right.
And that's what I needed to tell myself. Like they're doing it to make you better.
It's not personal.
No.
Hopefully.
Yeah. In bodybuilding, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Chicago Pros, you said 15 weeks from this podcast, something
Yeah.
like that?
What's today? Wednesday?
Something
Yeah.
it's
Like
Wednesday.
14 and a half.
Well, you need to, you'll kill it. You'll do a good job. We're proud
pumped.
of you. Yeah, this will be fun.
I'm going to give you a Fit Butters hat.
She told me, she was like,
To wear on stage during her posing routine?
Oh, no. I told her that she actually is going to have a Fit Butters suit.
Bikini.
And have it like labeled on the actual suit for her.
So
I need a posing suit like that.
We should get you a posing. That actually, we have a lot of competitors. We should just start making posing suits.
Oh my God. There goes our bank account.
This was the best idea ever. This podcast was worth it.
Kristy, how do people follow you on social media? What's your handles?
It's just Kristy Imsande, pretty much on everything.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, it's Kristy Imsande.
So TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if you use Facebook that much. It's more personal, I think. So
You can add me on Facebook. I won't probably add you back if I don't know you.
yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for coming on, talking about the journey. We're excited about this year for you, and fucking kill it.
I will.